How's it going, everyone? MegaMasher is here, and welcome back to another MegaMasher Speaks video. It has been so long since I have last done one of these, but I decided that I would take that off the shelf, dust it off a little bit, and put it back into good use, because I know how much you guys have actually enjoyed my MegaMasher Speaks series, where I set aside all the craziness, all the hyperactivity, all the yelling, and I sit back, relax, talk straight up with you guys through my webcam. Now, in this video, I'm actually going to be talking about a rather sensitive topic, that being extremism. And extremism, holy crap. There are so many ways to be an extremist, whether it be through politics, whether it be through religion, through lifestyle. Basically, what it all boils down to make a long story short, extremism is where you take something that you believe in or something that you are fighting for or fighting against, and you basically bring it to a whole new level. And, it could definitely change the complexion of what you're actually fighting for. And I will provide a couple of examples and tackle those individually. Um, First off, I suppose I should break down a little bit on why I'm making a video like this all of a sudden. Uh, I've been thinking about this over the last few weeks, and, I'm not sure how many of you guys know who this person is, that being Anita Sarkeesian. Uh, I really hate to bring up that name because it's just seeing and hearing about the amount of stupidity from this individual, it makes my head hurt, okay? And I have a feeling that just by bringing up her name, that this video is already going to go in the toilet. But just hear me out, okay? One of the things that I would like to actually touch base on would be feminism. And that's actually the first topic that I'm going to be discussing that has to do with not feminism, extremism. So, feminism. I want to say right now that I am an advocate for feminism. Real feminism is where basically you are fighting as a female, or it can be a male too. You're basically fighting for women to have equal rights. I am completely fine with that. Like I said, I am an advocate of feminism in that way. I actually have a few relatives in my family who are feminism, and I completely agree with them, and they agree with me on where I'm coming from. We've had some pretty intelligent talks with each other, and I completely and utterly understand where they are coming from. But the feminism that you hear of these days, you can't even call it feminism. It's a little something called extremism, because you are not fighting for equality, which is what originally feminism was all about, was fighting for the equality for women and men to be equal. Nowadays, this feminism, which I call extremism, you are basically fighting for more. You are fighting for superiority, completely throwing the principle of equalism out the window. And that right there is not okay, because I believe that nobody, whether it comes to gender, whether it comes to race, whether it comes to language, nothing. Nobody is above anybody, and you are not below anybody, okay? It doesn't matter what you believe in, whether you're a Christian, whether you're atheist, whether you're a Buddhist, it doesn't matter. At least in my eyes, I see all of you guys as equal, because we all deserve to have an equal opportunity without any discrimination in life. Whether it be because you're a female or because you're a male or whatever, white or black, it doesn't matter. I believe that we all should be equal in every single aspect when it comes to rights and responsibilities. But like I said, the feminism that you hear about nowadays, like I said, and I will say it over and over again, I do not believe that's real feminism. I believe that's extremism. And the fact that you got people who are actually on board with that stuff, who actually agree with extremist behavior, I think that that is entirely wrong, and that is actually what is defaming and bringing down the reputation of true feminism, in my opinion. Now, you can be free to disagree with me. I do not care. I actually encourage you to disagree if you have something legitimate to say, and if you are going to bring it to my attention in a respectful manner. You know, I got no problem carrying a positive and civil debate with somebody. I really don't. I'm all for it. But like I said previously, if you are going to be rude and a douchebag about it, well, either I'm not going to acknowledge you or, you know, something else. I might be a douche right back. Who knows? I guess it all depends on the mood I'm in. Um, so that pretty much takes care of the first thing that I'd like to talk about pertaining to extremism, that being feminism. The second thing that I would like to talk about would be veganism. Now, I am actually an advocate for veganism because, just like I'm an advocate for feminism, I'm an advocate for veganism because of the fact that, you know, you are taking a lifestyle that, in my opinion, is very difficult to live by. I mean, myself, I can't live without eating meat, but vegans cut out completely all animal products. That includes things like milk, you know, things like dairy products, because those come from animals. And I gotta say that I got nothing but the utmost respect for those kind of people. But there's this one YouTuber that I've sort of been checking out here and there, and I gotta say that he is a very bad representation of what veganism is all about. He takes things to the extreme. Okay, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. Okay, um, when him and his family were at a funeral, he wanted to take a video and post it to YouTube of his grandfather having a heart attack. And that right there, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I do apologize for the language. In videos like these, I do my best to be as professional and as straightforward as possible. Like I said, no hyperactivity, no jumping around, yelling, or anything like that. This is me in real life in a nutshell. But if I do swear in these videos, I want to say I do apologize. But that right there is just an absolute insidious thing to do. Like, rather than helping that person that is having a heart attack, someone that is in your family, you would rather sit there on your ass with a camera, record it, and use that as an example at another person's life expense. You would rather use that as an example of what happens when you don't abide by veganism rules. That is insanely messed up. And the fact that you can look at yourself in the mirror every day you wake up and, you know, not be fazed by the kind of monster that you are. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to think, you know? This person is Vegan Gains, by the way, and I will say that, objectively speaking, you know, he is ripped. To have results like that from being a vegan is absolutely incredible. I will say that. I will give him that much credit. But it doesn't justify or excuse the fact that this man is a monster. You know, if any one of my relatives or anybody in general was suffering from a heart attack, you know, if I had the proper CPR training, like if I was confident, I should say, with my my CPR skills, I would do everything I could to help that person. I really would. I wouldn't sit on my ass and, you know, record and be like, oh yeah, you know, just upload this to YouTube and use this as some BS example to try and prove a point. Which, you know what? Like, there could be a long list of reasons why someone has a heart attack. Like, hell, you could be the healthiest person in the world and drop dead from a heart attack. It has happened. I've heard a bunch of stories about that, actually. And, you know, it's sad that, you know, somebody like you who claims to be a vegan is actually tarnishing and giving the reputation of veganism a bad name. Because if people see people like you on YouTube, and they see those kind of videos, they see the kind of person that you are, they're going to think, damn, is that what veganism is really all about? Is this the kind of people that is associated with vegans? Holy crap, I want nothing to do with that. I'm going to steer clear of that. See, that right there is, like, it's going about it in a very extreme and uncomfortable behavior. Because to videotape somebody having a heart attack and wanting to put it on YouTube to try and prove a point that, oh, you gotta be a vegan in order to live. That right there is a very, very extreme level. And that right there is a form of extremism. A very big form of extremism, I will say. So, that's really all I gotta say for now about extremism. I most likely will be tackling this subject later on down the road in more videos, whether it be through my series of MegaMasher Speaks, or whether it be through just something else, if something else comes up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have, then feel free to leave a like. No, I'm not really too concerned about how many likes that this video gets, because it's just me, you know, casually sitting down and talking to you guys about something that is serious and something I feel passionate about. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, then like I said, feel free to leave a like, and rate, comment, and subscribe to the Masher Army, because we are a community. We are a community that, while we are insane, we are very accepting and very supportive of each other. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I shall see you guys next upload.